We back. I'm kind of sad that I'm not, excuse me, that I'm not actually doing this on Twitch, because there's been a lot of really great, like, clippable moments of just dumb shit happening. Like, oh, it's so much more difficult to do that on YouTube, because you gotta, like, download the whole video and just do it yourself, and no. Hello, Lala.
Aha, thou'rt returned, and a fine day it is. So
I'm not gonna do too much until
twisted souls?
people get back in. Lightning storm. Miracle of the Nameless King, allied to the ancient dragons, calls forth furious bolts of lightning. Once a slayer of dragons, the former king and war god tamed a storm drake, on which he led a lifetime of battle. This miracle is likely a tale of their bond. Oh, I'm gonna learn the story of how they became friends. Oh, that's sweet. I mean, I'm using his soul to do it, but you know. I can also get the storm curved sword. Curved sword imbued with the strength of the storm drake. The Nameless King, ally of the ancient dragons, fought beside the storm drake in countless battles. When the great beast fell, the king claimed his soul, as was the custom in the Age of Gods. Aww. Hey, Sing! Oh, this is like weirdly, sadly sweet. Like he bonded with the storm beast. He tamed it and became really good friends. And then when he passed away, he took the soul, or like merged the soul with his own. Aww. Skill is tornado, imbue blade with the wrath of storm and a spinning motion, and follow with a strong attack to bear that wrath upon foes. Jeez, that's awesome. That's what I'm going to do every day of my life. Dragon Slayer sword spear. I can also use this. That's kind of tempting, actually. A dragon hunting weapon from the Age of the Gods, the earliest form of the crossed spear. Hello, Raven! Serving as both sword and spear. Its owner was the Nameless King and deific hunter of dragons. The sword spear is imbued with lightning, of which he was the heir. Skill, falling bolt. Hold sword spear high in the air to summon fierce lightning that descends upon distant foes. You know, if you were, like, doing a cosplay build of Thor, this would be fucking perfect. Or even, Ryuji. There's so many cool lightning things that you could just Ryuji the fuck out if you want. But I'm gonna go for the miracle, which is the story of their friendship. Hey, bud.
Treat the firekeeper not with discourtesy.
Oh.
She is much like thee. Prisoners both, kept to link the fire.
I forget he can say that. That ties into what the handmaid at the shrine in the Untended Grave said, where she alluded to the firekeeper being like a sad, cursed girl just like us. And he's aware that we went to the Untended Graves. He's aware that we have the eyes of the firekeeper, and then now he's like, yeah, don't fuck with her. Don't ruin her day. Don't do anything that could harm her. Like, she's in this with you, and she's your ally, or she helps take care of you, so treat her nicely. AKA, don't give her eyes. Well, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Don't give her eyes. You know, out of context, that sentence sounds really terrible. Don't give her eyes. In context, it sounds pretty terrible. What am I talking about? Oh, I thought it was only one. I'm like, no way. I can do without the life scythe. Heal has to go first. And it's this, and it's this. No, sorry. Who am I apologizing to? I'm gonna have something with fire on it. Oh, this seems to be my best bet so far. And there's also this. And there's also my dagger. I'll try with this. We'll see how much it kicks my ass. Alright, you remember Gale? That really miserable old man who was praying in front of a hidden shrine to Velka, and he wasn't having a good time. Let's go talk to him.
Hi, kitty cat. You want to go see Gale too? Uncle Gale, it's great. I love Uncle Gale. He's a good man.
Good night, Star. Thanks for hanging out.
Merciful goddess, mother of the forlorn, who have no place to call their own, please bear witness to our resolve. Fire for Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel. And the ash to kindle flame.
Gale is very, very, very old. And he has been searching for a very, very long time. So he sounds demented and out of it, and also just so broken he almost can't breathe. But I really like Gale. Gale's a good egg. Hello.
Wait, you've the same scent as that woman. Then you must be an ashen one. You must be. Oh, you don't know how long I've searched. Oh,
He sounds almost miserable to discover the thing that he wanted to find all this time. Welcome back, Nell.
Don't mind me. Didn't mean to fall apart. Now, Ashen One, I have a kindness to ask of you. My lady lives in the cold land of Ariandel. I need you to show her flame. A proper flame that will burn the rot away. If you truly are ash, then it must be fire that you seek.
Sure.
Thank you. They of ash never fail. Just a moment, then. The painting of Ariandel. Well, rotted scrap of it, that is. Go on. Take it. Touch it.
Look at how his hands are shaking.
then the ashes were too.
Do you guys remember how we got into the painted world of Ariandel in Dark Souls 1? Well, I've been calling it Ashes of Ariandel because that's the name of the DLC. However, he just gave us a scrap of a painting that pulled us in the same way that Painted World of Ariandel did. Also, just as a forewarning, this DLC has a lot of body horror and there's some screeching, so I will turn the sound down, but there's this whole segment where I'm going to have to go through the Corvian settlement, and there's a lot of slightly grotesque things there. So if you want to just kind of keep this open in another tab and not look, then that's totally fine. I'll let you know when I'm past them. But it's pretty gross. And then there's also like bugs towards the end, which I will warn you about too. This is the only time I will give that warning, because it's the only DLC that is particularly, for me even, it doesn't gross me out, it hurts. It breaks my heart to look at them. So, that being said, let's turn around and make a friend. Hey, buddy.
Have you just arrived? How very unusual. Just how long has it been? Rejoice, my new friend, for this is a true haven of the forlorn, the cold and gentle painted world of Ariandel. Quick, go along. Find one for yourself, a sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
So, in Dark Souls 1, the Painted World of Ariandel didn't necessarily reflect what was going on in Lordran. They seemed to be kind of separate. If anything, it reflected Anor Londo properly. In this, Painted World of Ariandel very specifically mirrors the figurative decay of Lothric, only in the painted world it is literal decay. And this guy represents people in the painting who are okay with that. They're fine with having their worlds very slowly wither and rot and consume itself, and just, that's it. It's just the slow consumptive death. And they're fine with that. They're ready to just lie down, like a Hosier song. They're ready to just lie down and rot in the earth so foxes could eat them.
Yes, of course. You're no exception. We've all seen terrible things. But you're safe now. Let it ease your burden. Ariandel will make a fine home for you. So, go on ahead. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
Now, he talked about the Forlorn, and Gale mentioned the Forlorn as well. The Forlorn aren't just like a title slapped onto the people who live here. This is a home and a shelter and a sanctuary for people who have no place in the outside world. If they're either they're refugees, or they've just been completely ostracized and outcast, or they've lost everything, or they're just feeling so lost in despair, they come here. And that dialogue, he's like, oh yes, you're no different, we've all seen terrible things. That suggests that our character explained to this guy what we've been through or what we've seen, and he's like, yes, then you'll do fine here. This is going to be a great place for you to just give in and let go. Which, doesn't really seem to be the theme of this game. That's the problem of the game.
Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
Rime Blue Moss Clump. Moss clump radiating gentle heat and light. Reduces frost buildup and cures frostbite status. Frost accumulates in the body, causing frostbite, which saps one's health, lowers absorption, and slows stamina recovery. Weapons imbued with frost are a rare thing indeed, most of them originating in the Boreal Valley. Yeah. Have fun there, buddy. Painted World of Ariandel. I love this DLC so much. And I'm probably going to get invaded because I'm embered. And that's fine. But I love it to death. It's also... It's not the same world, obviously, as Painting of Ariandel. That was very different. This also not only has a different name, it's much expanded. And Ariandel was a home just for Priscilla. And this seems to have entire... not races, but different factions of people living there. Who's this? May the Mayor. That's a good name. Sometimes I just like seeing what character names people come up with. I don't think I'll do too much talking until we get to one specific location. I just want you guys to kind of like bask in the glory and the creepy. Isn't it lovely? Poison gem. The DLCs, I mean, the whole game is lovely, the base game is lovely, but Ashes of Ariandel and Ringed City are so gorgeous. They give me a lot of hope. I mean, I already had a lot of hope, but they give me even more hope for what Elden Ring will look like. And they make me want to play Sekiro even more, because Sekiro, what little I've played of it, it's beautiful. Also, it has Genichiro in it, and Genichiro's a hot motherfucker. Oh, God. Well, I can't think of him. I'm going to get distracted. Uh-oh, I already am distracted. Uh-oh. Have you seen what Genichiro looks like? I think I've told you guys to, oops. I did not actually mean to hit that twice. That's what she said. I think I've told you guys to Google what he looks like, because, oh my god. Excuse me. Oh. That was awesome! Oh, I forget that I have these spells sometimes. Hold on. Oh, I have like a fucking arrow sticking out of me. I'm distracted, I'm thinking about Genichiro. Oh no. Do you mind? Excuse me. I'm thinking about my weird shirtless undead husband. Do you mind? Hold on, I'll look him up for you. Okay, you can all fuck off. Oh my god, it's an autofill. That's embarrassing. How many times have I looked up this man? Alright, now I gotta find a picture that doesn't make me look ridiculous with how hot I think he is. Don't judge me. Shut up, Lala. Shut up. That's one of the boss fights you can have with him, and he basically says that if it's for the sake of Ashina, he's willing to shed humanity itself. And I'm like, oh, so you're gonna be a monster? Love you. Yeah, he big boy. He's like Adam Driver big. Oh god, now I'm thinking about Adam Driver. Why do I do this to myself? I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you, Lala. I'm glad you understand. Okay, you know what? If you're going to look away during the creepy body horror part, let me link you to something I think will make you happier. This is my Genichiro tag on my Tumblr. And yes, my Tumblr is named after a weapon in this DLC. There should be some Genichiro stuff in there. Really good fan art. Yeah, oh no, he's hot. No, he's hot and he wants to be a monster. My policy is if there's a big open field, I hug the wall to the left. Oh god, puppies! Puppies, oh no! Puppies, I'm sorry! No! No! Oh god, no! No! No, I'm sorry, puppies, no! Everything happens at once! Oh god, the trees! I forgot they were up here! Everything's going wrong, oh my god! Why can't I be friends with the wolves? Stop it! Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! Oh my god! Oh my god! Alright, let's get some distance, alright? Let's work this out. Puppies. They're trying to do a shoulder tackle on me, like fucking Gundyr did. Puppies! I love actually how they fight, because they circle around you, which is exactly how I imagine wolves would fight. And it's, if you look at the moveset of the Farron Greatsword, you move around exactly the way they do. Which is pretty cool. Opening the sim so you can look away. That's a good idea. I'm not there yet. I'll let you know when I get up there. And you know what? Honestly, you will be able to tell by the sounds when we're getting close. Time for soup. Oh, cute. Alright, I don't actually want this weapon. I think I'll go back to... Oh lordy. Are you looking at him? Or you're just thinking? Because I understand if it's not the one and it's the other. Yep. Oh! Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, puppy. Oh god. Oh, there's a rock in my way. Did not even notice. Wait, do they move? Oh my god, I didn't know they moved! That's somehow creepier. And they weep? Come on. I mean, I knew they blew stuff on you, but I didn't know they, like, moved and wept. Come on. Yeah, this is the true treeple. I've only fought them as a pyromancer, and they make horrible noises when you fight them with fire, so I'm not going to do that to them. A lot of things scream in this DLC. I don't want to contribute to it. What the fuck? Chris Reddick, great would if he lost weight. Yeah, Dark Souls, I think I had said, that the second half of the game, or really the DLCs, is where Dark Souls becomes true, like, horror fantasy instead of just dark fantasy. It's horror. Which is to its credit. I think it's actually really cool. Frozen weapon? Can't use it. One of the spells left behind by the young sorcerer Sullivan before leaving the Painted World, imbues right-hand weapon with frost. Sullivan was born and raised inside the painting, yet had little use for his frigid homeland since he had not yet experienced loss. Pontiff Sullivan. That piece of shit who was pretty ambitious and did a lot of stuff, honestly, so kudos to him, was not born in the outside world. He was born inside Painted World of Ariandel. And it says that he really didn't feel attached to it because he had never lost anything. He was not forlorn. The people who live in this Painted World are just like they're waiting for the other shoe to drop, which essentially means everything else has gone wrong. They're just waiting for one more thing to just break their life. But he'd never experienced that. He just knew he was born here and everyone was miserable, and he knew there was an outside world that they were retreating from. So it makes sense that his ambition would be, okay, I want to see it. I want to see what it's like. So then he goes from the frozen tundra, that is the Painted World, to the profaned capital, and he sees the flame, and he's so enchanted by it. And then that pretty much leads to his, not downward spiral, but his ascent into complete villainy. I mean, good for him, I guess. Oh god. Hello. Ugh. Oh no! Oh god, they're all moving. Oh god, there's many of them. No, thank you. Wow! Wow, 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 wow. And they're weeping. No. You know, I do have a bow and arrow. If I wanted to be a dick, I could shoot them from a distance. Sorry. I didn't think you would mind. You're half made out of fire. You know, I get some small satisfaction out of hearing her scream, even though she's made out of fire, but, you know. Alright, one more arrow. And then I'll switch to one that's not fire. It feels good, you know, making her miserable, considering she just picked me up and tried to kill me. Bye. God, I don't like how they move. Oh, okay. Lightning does like nothing to them. Oh, good to know, good to know, good to know. There's another one over there. Okay. And they can't bleed, so there's no point doing a gnawing thing on them. Come on, man. Oh, they're so weird. Oh my god, the roots move like feet. I didn't know that. I thought they were just gliding across the ground. Oh, there's another one. Hello. So they have faces? I wish I could see. Oh my god, they do! Ooh. Sorry, man. I get satisfied making the enemies suffer. You know what? Considering what they put me through, I don't mind at all. No! Like this? Oh, she has a face that's so creepy. Put me down, please. Thank you. Oh, at least she drops me very gently. Thank you. Bye. Ouch. The wooden dancer. Oh, there's another one? Christ. There's another one over there. Hello. Alright, now we're going back to that bonfire. Because I think there's more wolves over there, but I hate over there. Over there is like Skyrim Town, and I don't fuck with Skyrim Town. Not on my squishy Dexy miracle build. Ooh. That's not where I want it to be. That's our current location. Oh, look how it fades in from the fog. So cool. What sword am I using? Why did I thought I had a fire thing? Oh, yeah, I have this, but... Could this be... seems familiar? Yes. The birds are there for scale, to let you know how big this place is. That looks like the very, very, very first gated part of the fortress from the Painted Wood of Ariamis, and this looks like the bridge. But unlike Ariamis, we could not go across the bridge. Yeah, this is... The DLC is really big, but it's so gorgeous. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the bridge is pretty old. Don't worry. These are the Corvians, or some of the Corvians. We've seen them outside of the Painted World. Most of them have been banished from this place, which is where they're from. But these ones stick around and are praying to something here. Y'all ready for a cool voice? And my cloak clipping through itself.
Well, well. You're Lady Uria's Lord of Hollows. No bell tolls. And yet, you've slipped into the painting. Oh, no matter. If you've lost your way, the words of Lady Friede will guide you. Now, go on inside, show respect, and listen carefully.
I love this DLC too, Tim. It's one of my favorites. I think this and Ring City, honestly, they're tied. It's amazing. Okay, one important thing. He recognizes us as aligned with Yuria. He only will say that if you are doing Yuria's questline. If you're not, he doesn't comment on it at all. But him saying that means, okay, he's familiar with Londor.
What's keeping you? Go on. Right inside. Show respect. And let Lady Friede speak to you.
Are you guys ready to meet the character I love so much that, like, I named my Tumblr blog after her because I think she's fucking amazing. And I love her. Like, I love her, love her, love her, love her the way some people probably love their spouses. No, that sounds weird. I just think she's fucking rad. I'll take a look around here in a second.
Welcome to the painted world of Ariandel. I am Friede. I have long stood beside our blessed Father and the rest of the forlorn. But forlorn thou seemest not, Lord of Hollows. I know not the missteps which led thee to this painted world, but thy duty is all, and thy duty lieth elsewhere. Return from whence thou camest. I presume it visible to thee? The bonfire here in this room. A meek and faded thing, but 'twill guide thee nonetheless.
I love Friede. Okay, so one of the really important things that she tells you is, listen, you don't have to be here. There's no need for you to be here. Do you see that bonfire? Please take it and go. Just take it and go. This place is not for you. And then, since we're doing Yuria's questline, she says that you, Lord of Hollows, that's your duty. Your duty is to commit yourself to that path. But there's a strange softness or a note of, to me, there's a note of sorrow or heaviness to how she says that. Because she's familiar with it, and she just wants you to focus on your duty and just get out of here. Which, to me, suggests she understands exactly what it is to dedicate yourself to a cause. And this is her cause, is ruling this place, acting as a comforter to the people that are forlorn.
Ah, yes. There is a thing thou shouldst by rights possess. A remembrance of this cold world for the great Lord of Londor. May it help thee bear thy duty.
And she gives us a ring that helps protect us against frost. Which is very kind of her. It's also a bit cheeky, because if she knows, like, okay, you're probably not going to leave, so here's a ring. When you go out into the frosty winter wonderland out there, this will help you out a little bit.
Now, return from whence thou camest. Thou'st a place in that world, and that alone is cause to rejoice.
That's important, because it suggests she has no place in the outside world, and therefore she's not happy. You can't not be forlorn yourself, and be in charge of people who are called the forlorn, who would rather slowly rot away because they've lost everything. That says a lot about what you've been through. Yes, let's take a look around here. That is the same statue from the painted world of Ariamis. That's the one we had to turn around to open a secret passage. People think it's a statue of Velka embracing a small child. You could think that. We've never really seen Velka in game besides hooded statues, so sure. But then that means that she took this statue of Velka and enshrined it, really. And if Velka's the goddess of sin, meaning she always offers forgiveness, then they venerate the concept of eternal forgiveness and compassion. Which is that. When Gale helped, quote unquote, us go into the painting, he said, "Oh, you have the same scent as that woman." He was referring to Lady Friede. Lady Friede is an ashen one like we are. And then he spoke this prophecy, it's like, and then the ashes were too. Oh, there's another person we could summon. And he was referring to her and I. And there seems to be some sort of, maybe a prophecy. There's some sort of foretold event about two Ashen Ones meeting in the Painted World. Now let's look around. There's paintings of her everywhere that look like they're slowly rotting. And I have a theory as to why this is, but I can't really tell you to the end of the DLC. But yeah, they look really like just constant portraits done of her in slightly different positions or different expressions. Hades' twin. Sorry, Friede. Oh. Can we go up here yet? And her asking us, can you see the bonfire? I wonder if that means that not everyone can see it. Cornix can see it in the Firelink Shrine that we go to, but that Firelink Shrine is very special. It's not a typical Firelink Shrine, so then that bonfire is not typical in itself. We had to construct it. So then that makes me think only Ashen Ones or Undead can see bonfires. Alright. This is someone's painting supply room. And an unfinished canvas. Gale told us that my lady needs to see flame. Now, Friede is not his lady. Friede is that woman. That's what he calls her. That lady is someone else that we have to find and help.
Lady Friede has spoken, has she not? Then tarry no longer and be gone. Carry on. For Lady Uria and for Londor. There is one thing you should know. Inside the cold painting, curiosity could be your cross. Stray from the withering flame, and the snow will swallow you whole.
Unlike Friede, who very gently told us, you have no reason to be here, you belong in that world, and you should be happy that you have a place there. He's like, you keep sticking around here, you go out there, you're probably gonna fucking die, haha. So, he's less subtle. But he has a reason to be. Look how fucking cool he is. Oh, love him. Well, Joker's too nosy for his own good, so he's gonna stick around. Yeah, he's fucking rad. You nasty. Shriving stone. Kill yourself so I can get the stuff. Thank you. A large titanite shard. That ain't nothing. Do you want to know how jittery I am, Kyle? I actually turned and looked behind me in real life. Alright. You guys ready for some funsies before we go into Horror Town, USA? Y'all ready? You're ready? It's so cool. Yeah, you slide. Alright, this is where things are gonna get gross. So if you wanna, like, tab out, that's totally fine. I will let you know when it's okay to look back. And I'm gonna... Well, the sound effects is pretty low. If it's still a little loud for you, because there is gonna be some shrieking, let me know. I'll turn it down again a little bit. I just know that body horror, specifically this kind of body horror, which is almost painfully pathetic, is not everyone's thing. You searched, oh, you looked it up? Oh. Well, at least you're prepared. Right? Maybe? Just in case. I try not to attack them just because of how sad they look. Like... I mean, they do puke on you, but look at them. They're just... That's what happens when you slowly rot and wither away. And this is a miserable way to live. And it's absolutely no way to die. There's no dignity here. So yeah, I don't attack them. I leave them alone. Excuse me, kitty cat. Oh, now you walk right in front of the TV. Kitty cat, please, I love you, but no. Alright. This guy's gonna suck. Adorable. I'm the type of person where I feel so bad. Look at the rot that's everywhere here. I feel so bad for things that look like they're in pain, even if they're not real, that like I just want to take care of them. Oh, whoa. Large titanite shard. But yeah, this is this shows you just how bad the rot is and how heavily it's seeped into the painting. Because first it starts as these dark, mushy roots, and then it turns into this like... It turns into what looks like blood, but it's really just grime, and then these clumps of just bleh. It really is more like a disease slowly consuming the painting and the people or the creatures within it, and that's no way to die. That's a terrible way to die. Like I said, there's no dignity, there's no mercy in it. See, I don't hurt these things. There's some of them that aren't even hostile, and so when I co-op in this area and I see people attack them, my heart always hurts. I'm like, no, they're not going after you, no, they're just sad. Hey, buddy.
Oh, well, there is nothing forlorn about you. You must be the other Ash, I suppose.
I am Ash. I am not Ash. Yeah, yes I am.
Oh, finally, you have come. Oh, wondrous Ash, grant us our wish. Make the tales true, and burn this world away. My lady must see flame, and you have only to show her. You are Ash, are you not? Is it not fire that you seek?
So that confirms Lady Friede is the other Ashen One. There is a prophecy, I guess, that An ashen one will come into the painting and burn the rot away. And what else did he say that stood out to me?
Surely you've seen
Hold on.
the rot that afflicts our world, but that which fooled the good father and buried the flame, after we had all made up our minds too. So, please, grant us one wish. Make the tales true, and burn this world away. My lady must see flame, and you have only to show her.
Okay. 1, the witch obviously is Friede. 2, this is meant to be a symbolic mirror, but almost on the opposite side of the thematic spectrum of what's happening in Lothric, which has happened in Lordran. This world is in a cycle of rebirth and destruction. That's just how it goes. And everyone knew, okay, we're going to burn this world away so a new one can be born. That's why the lady must see flame. They will cleanse themselves with fire, and then the painter girl, that's who the lady is, will create a new world from that new world cleansed. It's people accepting the transience of their existence and knowing that you have to destroy something so something can be born. But then he says, well, we've made up our minds, and then that witch tricked the Father Ariandel, and then buried the flame. And I want to say in Friede's defense that I think it's less that she tricked him and more that she's clinging to this world because she doesn't have a place outside of it. She's in the painted world and has established herself as a figure of mercy and compassion because she has nowhere else to go. And she feels like a failure, but here she can be loved and she can be useful to people who are as broken as she is. So when she hears people saying, okay, we're going to get rid of this world, it's time that we set it on fire, she's just like, fuck no, are you kidding me? Like, everything that I had to go through in order to find this place, and you're just going to get rid of it? Fuck no, I don't think so. There is also 2 reasons specifically why she would not want to be near fire, or probably even, honestly, is afraid of it, but I won't say this. Well, no, I can say it now. Since she's an Ashen One, that means, like us, she failed to link the fire before. Which means, like us, she's just ash brought together as barely a human. So that means if she failed to link the fire, she immolated herself as a Lord of Cinder, and it didn't work. And that's why she's here. And if people looked into her model, and they've seen that half of her face is actually burned, which I guess is meant to represent her failure, for her being a Lord of Cinder, her failure to link the fire. So that's why she's forlorn. That's why she's here. She failed in the one duty that was so important, and that's why she's here. That's why she probably hears, oh, we're going to burn it away. And she's like, not on my watch, motherfucker. I'm done with fire. Oh, thank you, Kyle. I was a literature major, and I make a habit of just doing media and literary analysis in modern entertainment and stuff like that. And Dark Souls is one of those things that I love diving into and just picking apart all the little bits of story details and character analysis. And Dark Souls 3 especially is so rife with that stuff. There's just so much you can do with it in terms of studying. Anything else?
Oh, please. It must be you. I am so terribly frightened of timidly rotting away like those fools on the outside.
Now, he could be referring to the crows that are outside his house, or he could be referring to the world that we come from. Because it really is the same. Timidly rotting away isn't just literally what the Corvians are doing here, although it is. It's figuratively what's happening in Lothric, which happened in Lordran, which is the Age of Fire is slowly dying, and Lothric and the other Lords of Cinder who refused to kindle the flame again, they were letting it slowly die out. They're just letting everything slowly wither and rot. And I think Lothric actually says those exact words. When we get up to him, I'll have to pay attention or have to listen again. So That's an interesting layered remark that's meant to make you think, oh, just like the outside. Also, the bricks on here look like a heart. And the last thing he wants to do is die slowly. He wants to die the way he chose, which is to go out, creating ash of the world so that something could be born from the ashes. And rotting away, there's nothing that could be born out of rot, except mushrooms, but fuck mushrooms, they're creepy. So he doesn't want to be a mushroom man. There's a lot of elements of... We're going back to Creepy Town, by the way. If you don't want to look at body horror, look away. There's a lot of elements of choosing how you die, death with dignity, of making your life matter by choosing how you will end that life, or what you would dedicate that life to, even if it leads to death in this game, which is pretty powerful. It's not as miserable as some people might think. I mean, it's not miserable to me. I think there's something really comforting about that idea. That you can't control much in this world, but you can control how you go out of it. Right? These guys are friendly. Like, they're too busy being very sad. They're not going to hurt you. And these are the ones that people I co-op with always kill, and it makes me so sad. Like, they're not doing anything. They're very miserable. They're called the Forlorn, for fuck's sake. Like, leave them alone. Although there are some here that are hostile. Like this guy. So I have no problem killing him. Oh yeah, that one's gonna hurt me too. Leave me alone. The other ones I didn't kill because they were just crawling around on the ground and couldn't really catch up to me. But these ones are openly hostile. Jump attack. Oh. I didn't even see her. Simple gem. He's got a nice little setup here. Actually looks like it was a house for several people. Like a little, like an inn or a pub or something. This could have been almost quaint. And you could just see the rot continuing on through here. They can't even get up out of it. Poor things. Nope. Sorry. Excuse me. Oh, no. Okay, we're not fucking with that. Alright. You're all having a very bad day. I understand this. But I have done nothing to you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, he has a little wand. Oh, they're like little sorcerers. Oh. Well, that makes me sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're doing your best. I'm not opening up many shortcuts here because I kind of just want to get through to the biggest shortcut. That's the most important. Woo! They're like crow assassins, which is cool, but, you know, they're basically Akechi's. No, I didn't mean to do that, actually. I knew that was gonna happen. Look at them, though! They're so cool! I didn't know they dragged their claws on the ground. Oh, that's awesome! Oh man, they're rad. I mean, if I had to die, I'd rather die to something cool like that. Right, kitty cat? She keeps looking at me. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Whoop. There's that creepy guy again. Do you mind? Your plan backfired tremendously. Alright, I can outrun these things, so... Bye, little dudes. Do you see what I mean? How they're so pathetic? Like, it's really not even worth hurting them, because they're just... They're just so broken. Alright, come down here, jerk. Hey. Oh, and he keeps backing away just at the right time. Can you fall off? That would be great. You okay? There you go. What the hell was that? Large soul of a weary warrior? Wee warrior. Oof. Weary warrior. I don't know if it's the New York accent or if it's the New York accent interfering with the weird English accent that I learned to use, hello, when I was a baby. Not a baby, but like a really little kid because of my great-grandmother. And it's them mixing together, but words with vowels before R's are really difficult for me to say. Like Aurora, I can't, or I can say aura, but Aurora, I can't say that. Weary sometimes messes me up too. It's annoying. I could say roar, so I guess I could just say it as Aurora. Aurora, whatever. Sorry, I was supposed to stop talking. Oh, right. Okay, alright, thank you. Thank you for gently laying me on the cold, hard ground. I like that Taylor Swift song. Oreo? I can say Oreo. I think it's the A's and the U's that mess me up. And the rot has seeped all the way up here too. Oof. Oh god. Hello. What? Hi. I kind of don't want to open that gate because he's going to come after me. And there's that other guy. Yeah, I'm not opening that shortcut. There's no fucking way. I'm not doing that to myself. It's not such a bad run to get back here without that shortcut. I love when their pathing gets messed up. Like, he's supposed to clearly be right on top of that building, so he just doesn't know where to go anymore. He's just like, what? Try plunging attack. No. I'm gonna use this. Nope, up. Get back here. God, this spell is so fucking good. Alright, come on. I'm gonna cheese you, because, you know, I can. Looks friendly, maybe it wants a hug. Oh. If only. I wish you could hug more things in this game. Like Friede. Let me be friends with Friede. We share the same fate. Oh, hello. Oh god! I didn't realize it was one of the rafters. Ah! I was too busy looking at the other one, I didn't see what he was doing. Well, that was funny, actually. See, that's what you get for looking at these monstrosities with compassion. You get gut. And I'm okay with that. I don't really care. And this time we are going to open that shortcut. Oh, I mean, I understand why they put up a fight like this. They're trying to stop me from progressing through the world so I don't... Ugh, gross. So I don't... set it on fire, basically. They've chosen to rot, and that's what they want to do. Please make a Light Souls 3. Oh. Really, it's like Dark Souls 3, not even a dating sim, but Dark Souls 3 hug it out sim. Like, let me be friends with these poor, poor, poor things, okay? Please, 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 please let me be friends with them. Oh, this may have been a bad idea. Oh, no. You know what I wonder? This is obviously it's a graveyard, which means people die in the painted world. Where did they go? Like, if they die, and they're just buried in the painting, the goal is to hug the Lord of Cinder. Oh man, if only. Listen, if I, you know, not even just the Lord of Cinder, if I could hug Gwendolyn, oh my god. I love Gwendolyn so much. I wish I could be his friend. I wish we could help him. I love you very much, Gwendolyn. He's the best out of all of them. Or it's just pillow fights you. Aw, that'd actually be kind of cute. Yes, do you get it, Kyle? Not Kyle, I'm sorry, Raven. I looked really quickly at the Kyle comment. I'm sorry, Raven. Raven, you got good ideas. I like the way you think. Oh! Let me open the door. 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 And then you can kill me, but let me open the door, okay? Thank you. Let me open the door. That's fine. I opened the door. Whew. You just, like, completely still knocked me into that wall. Hope to create that someday. Oh, I wish you luck. Hi, kitty. I may mute the mic in a little bit just because I want to have a bowl of cereal and I don't want you guys to hear me chewing and chomping away. So. Oh, that person's looking to be summoned. Yeah. Yeah, not right now. I want to, well, first I want to get my souls back. And then there's some items we can get around here. Which I want to do. And I know I opened up that shortcut, but I have to go past that one of those scary guys, and I really don't feel like doing that. I'd rather go this way. Pacifist run. Sadly, it will not be Lucky Charms. It will be Cocoa Puffs. Not that there's anything wrong with Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs are delicious. In fact, I think that's what it's going to be, if I have any left. If it's not, it's going to be Kix, because Kix is fucking delicious. God, not talking about cereal just makes me want cereal so badly. I bet you anything there was an item in that church and I didn't even look at it. Ugh. Oh! No. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. You don't know where I am. No, no, no. They scare me so much just because of how fast they move and how not prepared I am for any of that. But I love their design. I love how they fight. I love that you can hear their nails scraping across the floor as they, like, move along to attack. Oh, they're so cool. Oh, okay. That's a unique thing in this game. Like, stuff will kick your ass, but it's so cool that, for me anyway, I don't mind that they kicked my ass because they're just so rad. All right, ladies. Young white branch. Huh. That's what we use to disguise ourselves. Rusted coin. I almost walked off a cliff. Oh, I said I wanted to get some items, didn't I? Imagine if someone just clicked the screen and talk about cereal, especially in a place like this. Like, there's rot everywhere, there's like bird people screaming, there's tree ladies screaming, there's everything screaming. I'm like, yeah, I just want to have some cereal. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, listen, sometimes you just get hungry. Oh, their crying sound effect is the same as the widows in Canehurst. Bye. Okay.
I've seen your kind. Time and time again.
We're out of the gross stuff, by the way.
Every fleeing man must be caught. Every secret must be unearthed. Such is the conceit of the self-proclaimed seeker of truth. But in the end, you lack the stomach for the agony that you'll bring upon yourself.
Yep. I'm gonna do this. Ugh. Oh, shit, I didn't use that one.
Forgive me, my lady. I swore an oath, but I have failed you. Lady Elfrida.
Frieda's full name is Elfrida. She obviously modified it a little after what happened. Wilhelm swore himself to her, and that's why he comes in here and he's like, listen, I warned you once. And what he says is actually really interesting. You, such as the self-proclaimed seeker of truth, or it's like you lack the stomach for what you have to do. Which I haven't really thought about that line, but I'll have to sit back and think about it in terms of what he and Lady Friede were striving for. Because that's an interesting condemnation to say to someone who is very proactive. And someone who was very clearly going through with their plan. Oh, I can't use this yet, but this is my favorite weapon. This is what he was using. Onyx Blade. Elfrida, the eldest among her sisters, and leader of the Sable Church, bestowed the sword to her knight. Only the sword was a farewell gift, and acceptance signified the knight's resignation from Elfrida's service. Skill, Elfrida's Black Flame. Enwreathed blade with black flame, born of the similarly hued flame that smolders within her. So, 1, Elfrida is part of the Sable Church of Londor. She's Uria's older sister. 2, she gave this sword to Wilhelm as a farewell gesture. Which means 3, the Wilhelm we've been seeing might not be actually the real Wilhelm. Because this sword was used as a parting gift for him. which is interesting. And then it says, oh, Friede Black Flame. She has black flame inside of her, which is kind of like... It's an oxymoron considering what we know of fire and what we know of dark and what we know of humanity, but the black flame really seems like burning humanity, that she's found a way to be both dark and fire. Which is fucking rad. I can't use it yet, but I definitely want to use that weapon. It's one of my favorites. And he gave us the contraption key. The key to the contraption leading to the attic of the archive found on the edge of the Corvian settlement. After Sir Wilhelm led a white-haired woman to the attic of the library, he kept this key as if it were his life. So they put someone up here. I guess you could say that she was held prisoner, but she doesn't seem to be mistreated. She just, she's just kept up there for, reasons. She doesn't seem too upset about it. We'll let the books go flying. Hello.
I believe I feel the scent of ash upon thee. Thou art the one of whom Uncle Gale spoke, the one to show me flame. 'Tis good. When this is done, may I return. The door is open thanks to thee.
She has a blanket on her. So, she's got books and stuff to read. She doesn't seem to mind too much. She's just kind of scratching along at the table.
'Tis good. I'll head off to paint. I promised Uncle Gale I would.
So she was the painter. She's the one who did all those paintings of Friede. She's the one whose canvas is empty. She's the one who needs to see a certain flame in order to burn this world away and create a new one for people to live in.
'Tis good. When this is done, may I return. The door is open thanks to thee.
Okay. Her relationship with Friede is fascinating to me because it's something I only really recently given thought to. And then when I realized what it was I thought, it made me love Friede even more. But I can't say it quite yet until we learn a few things. Okay, I'm glad I can use Poison Mist. That's actually really, really useful. I'm gonna go make a bowl of cereal. Now you're destroying the forest. Smokey the Bear wouldn't be happy. Listen, Smokey the Bear. Listen. They attacked me first. Alright. I'll be right back, guys. I just wanted to say before I disappear into Serial Town that I'm glad I could spend time with you guys for an extended period of time today, and just streams for, you know, the rest of the week. This Friday? Yeah, this Friday I have to go through 2 different examinations, like physical and mental examinations for disability application services. To apply for disability services, and I'm trying not to think about it, because it's essentially I have to get in front of 2 strangers, one who will look at my body, which makes me really uncomfortable, and 2, the other who will analyze my brain, and they're not my doctor, and essentially trying to sell them the idea how ill I am. And that's going to be really difficult for me, because I've tried so hard. For years, over half my life, I've hidden that. I've tried to downplay it and made it seem, oh, it's not so bad. Oh, I can do this. But doing that actually ruined me. I talked about this a bit on the Persona 5 Royal stream I did last winter. Denying that, and denying that I needed help, or thinking I could push through it, thinking it wasn't that bad, not wanting to tell anyone about it, made me so anxious that my body started to eat itself. And then I was down to like 99 pounds. So, you know, but that was like 3.5 years ago, and my body's totally different from then, and I'm not happy with it now. And anyway, so just the idea that after half of a lifetime of trying to pretend nothing is wrong, now I have to tell 2 strangers how wrong everything is, and I'm afraid that I won't be believed. So anyway, that's why I'm diving pretty much headfirst into the deep end of Dark Souls 3, because it's my comfort game, and you guys are good company. Okay. Well, thank you, Sing. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to Serial Town, and you guys will just hear the soothing sounds of this game without me talking over it.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls. Let these souls withdrawn from their essence, manifestations of disparity, elucidated by fire, burrow deep within me. Retreating to a darkness beyond the reach of flame, let them assume a new master, inhabiting ash, casting themselves upon new forms. Let these souls withdrawn from their essence manifest. Ashen One, may I pose thee a question? Has the little Lord Ludleth spoken to thee of any curious matters? I sense that he possesseth some knowledge of a thing once most precious, or most terrible, now lost to the Firekeepers. Pray tell, is it a matter of which I should be apprised? Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
Well met. 'Tis good to see ye in good health. What needs smithing this day? Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How may I be of service? Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Literal shit. Crow talons. Talons used by Corvian knights inflict 5 perpendicular slashes, causing heavy bleeding. In their infatuation with Sister Friede, the Corvian knights swore to protect the painting from fire, and to this end took to the execution of their own brethren. Skill, Raptor Flurry. Spread right and left talons like a broad set of wings, and launch into a tornado of consecutive attacks. Oh, I can use it. What's it, one-handed and two-handed? Oh yeah, it's just meant to stagger. That's pretty good though, like that's pretty fucking rad. You're Wolverine! Oh my god. I'm still eating cereal, I just wanted to show this off. Oh my god, let me do that again. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Okay, back to cereal. Alright, what we picked up is actually really important. Remember how I'd said Gale is incredibly old and he has been searching for a very, very, very long time? His garb is called the Slave Knight armor, which should tell you a little something about... Not a little, it should tell you right away. Slave Knight? Clearly he was not... That's basically saying he was conscripted. A cloth hood issued to slave knights, colored red to vibrantly signify their stature. Long ago, only the undead served as slave knights, warriors used as fodder in the bleakest of battles. They grew decrepit, their skin charred black, and their bones twisted. Eventually they went outright mad, but were never relieved from duty. Slave knights were, like it says, used as cannon fodder in a battle that was probably not ever going to be won, but that's not a problem if your soldiers, or if your knights, can never really die. So you just pretty much just put them in there and then just have them fight over and over and over and over and over again, like this thankless task. Slave knights existed back during the age of the Anorlando gods. I believe they were used in the fight against the archdragons. If not, they were definitely used by the gods. That's a given. So Gale is so old that he existed near the start, or at least the very early parts of the Age of Fire. And that was old in Dark Souls 1. And this is Dark Souls 3. which we have no idea how much time has passed between 1 and 3, we do know that the world is in such a broken state that it requires 5 Lords of Cinder to kindle the fire instead of just one person. You need 5 people to bring it back to life. So Gale has been old for, well, yeah, not old, I'm sorry. Gale has been undead / alive for a very long time. Really kind of older than anyone else we've ever met. Maybe Gwendolyn. Maybe Gwendolyn's older. Nameless King is older. Okay, so stand corrected. Then it makes sense why Gale would be in the painting. Gale is in the painted world because he was a slave knight and had this one duty that he was stuck to and either would go mad from and would still have to fight in that endless war. And he found a way out of it, and he came to the painted world, like a forlorn, and then he met the painter girl. And she lovingly calls him Uncle Gale. They're not related. They're very clearly not related. She has a very distinct appearance that makes it clear that she's not related to Gale. And he probably learned about the concept of cycles in the painted world, where it's when the world starts to get decrepit, they will burn the world and begin anew. And for someone like a slave knight, who is undead cannon fodder, who was meant to just wither and rot and never get any rest, the idea that you could put something to rest and then have something reborn from the ashes is probably incredibly comforting. And if not comforting, it sounds almost like a miracle, like almost too good to be true. That's the one thing you want in your life. So that's why he's been trying to find another Ashen One to enter the painting and fulfill the prophecy of letting the painter girl see flame. The only trouble is that an Ashen One, an unkindled ash like we are, doesn't seem to have been seen since Friede, because Friede's in here, and she was clearly a previous one, and other unkindled are Lords of Cinder, but they're not entering the painting. So he's been trying to find someone on a task, or someone reachable to enter the painting and help him. And that is why he is seen woefully begging, prostrating himself before the statue of Velka, begging her for help. And that's why he sounds so out of it and kind of sinisterly mad, or just so broken but relieved to see us. And that's why he's making all those like moaning and pitiful noises, because he even says, "You have no idea how long I've searched." So, yeah. Gale is great. I love him. Finished with the cereal. I'm still not going to do too much talking, though. I always say that, and I'm actually going to stick to it this time. Just taking a look around. Oh, I love this DLC so much. This DLC, I think, is definitely the best of the Souls series. Not Soulsborne. Bloodborne's Old Hunters is fantastic, but this DLC tells such a self-contained story. Friede herself goes through an entire character arc, and she has maybe like 20 lines of dialogue. And you just, I don't know, it's such a rich world, and you're there for so little a time, kind of so little a time. But you learn so much about it, and so much about the cultures there, and the people there, and what they experience, and what Painted Worlds are like. And then you're able to look at the world outside, the world of Lothric, and what they go through, and you're like, oh, okay, you can see the parallels. And then Gale, of course, Gale is introduced, and he's really significant, as we'll see as time goes on. No spoilers. Please and thank you. Oh. I mean, technically I could just run past them. Because there is a shortcut that I want to get to that will trivialize this whole journey. Excuse me, boys. Excuse me, boys. Ta-da! You can kill me, that's fine. I opened up the shortcut. Now we don't have to walk that path ever again. Ain't that something? Now we're back down here. I mean, I'll go back there eventually to get items and stuff, but not right now. Yeah, I'm looking at their armor in terms of their trousers. They have no shielding on the back of their legs. Slave knights? Honestly, they're dressed very vulnerable. That's incredibly sad. Oh, but there's an item right over there. No, no. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to tempt you. Still lurking this whole time, just in vid chat with Battle Sheep like a couple of gals. I'm alright with lurkers, no worries. I realize that not everyone's going to have something to say all the time. And a lot of people, or a lot of the buddies I have told me they kind of just keep the stream on in the background while they do other things. Which, that's fine. I tend to do that too. I know you're listening even if people aren't always engaging, which that's fine. Ah, you bastard. I know exactly what that refers to. God, I hate this guy. He has no way of getting up here that I know of. Can I, like, cheese him with some gnawing? Sure can. Oh. Oh, I thought he would, like, clip through the fucking floor like Bethesda clipping. Oh. Alright, whatever. There's no point jumping down here, by the way. There's like one item, but there are those dudes everywhere, and they suck. They really suck. They're a test of my patience. This way. Jesus. That's like a 12 attack combo. Calm down, my dude. If I die, it's fine. That's a motto I hold in real life and in Dark Souls. Oh no, oh no, bad time to get an itch. Bad time to get an itch when I'm being attacked. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Ow, 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 okay. No, puppy! Oh, puppy, I'm so sorry. Oh, hello. Follower torch. Oh! That's what he's using, yeah? An offensive torch used by the Farron followers. Provides light and doubles as a weapon. Some forms of the Abyss manifest as pus within the body, treated from ancient times with fire. Oh! That's the pus of man that's infecting Lothric. So apparently that's not a new plague at all. It's an well understood an old one, and instead of the Abyss manifesting as like this primordial ooze rising up from the ground to consume civilizations like it did with Ulasil, this instead is a plague inside of a body. Wow. Second thing that's most important here is that there was an entire legion of people, or a group of warriors, called the Farron followers. Now they obviously are not part of the Abyss Watchers anymore, nor are they part of Farron Keep. They have all come here to the Painted World, which makes you wonder what and why did they separate from Farron? What made them think that they were unwanted? And its special attack is you breathe fire. You're basically like, what they've been doing, they've been spitting fire at us, we can do that at people now. Yay! If you did an Takamaki cosplay build, that would be perfect for her. You get the fire whip, and then you just do that on people. Ugh. So cool. I have so many ideas for like Persona 5 character cosplays in this game. I think I honestly might do them all. Kasumi would be pretty hard though. Oh no, she's the rapier, she'll be a miracle build. Come on. Puppy, please. I think the horizontal sweeps would be better for them. Aww. His paw's up in the air. Oh, I don't like that they have ragdoll physics. It's bad enough I had to kill a dog. Or a wolf, rather. Alright, I always just run the gauntlet on this one because it's not worth... It's really not worth fighting them. I hate them so much, so... Look at these dumb assholes. They're basically like, okay, how can we make, like, that Skyrim Dovahkiin dude even more OP? They're like, okay, let's make him super buff on steroids, and let's make him hit like a fucking truck, and then let's put him on an incredibly narrow walkway. Brilliant. What else can we do? We'll give him a chunk of rock on a stick and he'll beat you with it. Okay, what else? I'm listening. And we'll give him a bow and arrow that, you know, when he fires it, the arrows will explode. But not right away. They will have a delayed explosion. Dumbass. No, I should be careful. Every time I say stuff like that, the game always finds a way to kick my ass. Nope. Oh, no, I did not mean to do that. Now, there's going to be more bugs, by the way, if you don't want to see it. Just wait till I get the all clear. Ah, ew. If you don't have a torch out when they puke those maggots on you, your bleed meter will increase, basically meaning that they've covered with you with flesh-eating bugs. They're gross. They nasty. And this is what's below the chapel of the place that we came in. There's still more to explore, but I want to get a shortcut. This is the rot seething at the roots of the cathedral, which is almost a little on the nose about how the supposed sanctuary is actually housing the most vile decay. Look at this shortcut. This completely negates having to go through the entire level, because we're back in the cathedral.
Be forewarned, eager Ash. Should this world wither and rot, even then would Ariandel remain our home. Leave us be, Ashen One. Thou art the Lord of Londor, and have thine own subjects to guide.
She's putting up a defense for letting the world rot, and she's saying, even if it reaches that kind of state, it's still our home. Like, it still belongs to us. We still find comfort here. And you don't need to do this. She's trying to appeal to you, really. That's one of the things I really like about her character, is there's no sense of duplicity in her. There's no sense of malice or cruelty. There's really just this sorrow of so desperately needing a place to belong that she will condone something as miserable as rotting in order to assure that she never loses anything again, or she never feels helpless or useless again, which is heartbreaking. Because you think, like, she has sisters, she has Lillian and she has Yuria, like, she's not alone, but something happened that made her feel like she couldn't and didn't belong with them anymore, which was her failing to link the fire. Likely she failed, likely they got her to try to be the Lord of Hollows, and it didn't work. So she not only failed to link the fire, she failed her sister, she failed her church, and she was the eldest sister, she was the leader, so she was probably not only just ashamed and mortified, but just heartbroken and saw herself as a failure. And so she swung really hard in the opposite direction, which was, okay, well, fuck fire. It's not got anything to do with it. I'm not going to change anything. Everything's going to stay and rot. Which is very clearly a trauma response. Learned helplessness. I don't know if I'd say that. Learned helplessness implies that the person has frequently been put in positions of hold on, let me kill these things and give it a thought. Learned helplessness implies that someone's not willing to do anything for themselves, that they've completely rescinded all responsibility for improving their life. I don't necessarily think that's Friede. I think she is definitely helpless. She has learned wrongly to think that she is powerless and can't do anything. But, not that can't do anything, but look at this slide down the stairs. She's just taken the complete opposite direction, which is, instead of trying to change things, I'm going to preserve this world the way it is, as messed up as it is. I don't care. At least it belongs to someone. Like, at least we could just leave it the way it is and, you know, call it home. I don't know if I'm making any sense there. So remember how I said that the Wilhelm we were seeing probably isn't the real one? Wilhelm died. I don't know how or when or why, but it's apparently a very long time ago. Let's see what his clothes have to say. Maybe they hint at something. The black helm of Wilhelm, Knight of Londor, and a nice fit for any lean hollow. This hollow knight, who served the three sisters who founded the Sable Church, was particularly loyal to the eldest, and was known as a cold-blooded hangman. So, since Wilhelm was already dead, I'm guessing he just died a long time ago, just gave in to the rot, or just something happened to him. That means that either Friede has been conjuring an image of him to stand guard outside the church and to attack you, and did so from the memory of his loyalty to her, or timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly shit happening here, and with his dying, this guy's corpse, with his dying will, I suppose, he projected himself to kicking your ass. My only thing against that is that you very clearly see him physically when you talk to him outside the cathedral. So I don't know how he can go from like a normal upright standing live person outside the cathedral to a corpse down here so fast. Which is, that's why I think he might be an illusion that Friede conjures up. Because then we get the Onyx Blade, and it says she gave this to Wilhelm as a parting gift of farewell. Which, to me, suggests that he did not follow her into the painting. She said goodbye to him. Very likely she gave this to him before she went into the painting. No. Nasty ass. What's happening with the scenery? Do you mean like the red stuff? This is the rot. This is what's consuming the painting. This is why the painted world needs to be burned and cleansed with fire so that it can be repainted anew. Is because stuff like this happens. The gross decay just seeps up and it slowly consumes the world like cancer. And the Corvians in the painted world have all decided, yeah, we want to burn the world. That's how everything's supposed to be done. Let's burn it down so then we can remake the painting and, this will be gone because the painted world goes in cycles. Friede does not want it to burn. She doesn't want to give it up. So she's hiding the means to show true flame or free true flame so that the painting cannot be destroyed. And this is what's happening. This is why Gale sent us in here. Like it's just like he doesn't want it to continue. It's pathetic, really. And then we met a little Corvian guy who says, we all made up our minds that we wanted this to end, and then Friede shows up and she convinces Father Ariandel to do something different. Ariandel is obviously the painter who made this world, which suggests that the painter girl we find is either his daughter or related to him somehow, or learned from him. So she's going to be the next painted world creator. Just like the statue of Velka from Painted World of Ariamis, her statue turns around and opens a passageway. Yeah, I bet it smells awful, Kyle.
As ashes will be, ever seeking fire.
That motif returns a lot. That was the final words we heard in the intro to this game, which is, and so it is that ash seeketh embers. And I don't know how many people, probably a lot, but I don't know how often people really sit back and look at the construction of that sentence. Ash seeketh embers. Ash seeks fire. Ash is the remains of fire. Ash itself is there are no cinders or embers left. It can't be relit. It's just dust. But these things crumbled to dust still seek fire. They still seek life. They still seek light and heat and warmth, despite the fact that it's beyond them anymore. It's also what they used to be, because ash comes from fire. So they're chasing after something impossible that they crave and that they once were. So her saying that, like, oh, eager ash, and like, oh, as ashes will be, ever seeking fire, is interesting for her to say about us because she's unkindled ash too. And she's not seeking fire. She's very clearly done away with that. And again, I like that she has no malice towards us, no ill will. She's resigned. I'm going to do what I have to do. I've given you sufficient warnings. I've told you where you need to go and what your duties are, and that this place will be my home no matter how horrible it is, and that you should not take this away from us. And she's just like, okay, that's it. She's really cool. All right, so the painter girl came back. Friede doesn't seem to mind that she's here, which is interesting.
Thou art ash. Thou hast a pact made with Uncle Gale, so I wish to tell thee all. Behold its size. This is my canvas. It's to be a cold, dark, and very gentle place. But first, I must see flame.
Something that is going to be a cold, dark, gentle place requiring fire to create it tells me that unlike the world of Dark Souls that they're in now, it's not going to be a world with toxic disparity. And what I mean when I say that is Dark Souls 1 tells us that in the Age of Ancients everything was just gray and fog and really nothing happened, and then fire showed up. And with fire came the opposites, like light and heat, life and death, light and dark, and of course I can't remember the rest of it because I'm tired. But that's where toxic disparity came in, where these two opposing elements that were just born to conflict with each other came about. And the toxicity isn't necessarily that there's these two opposing things. It's when one side, say fire, is held onto longer than it needs to be. Because if there's two things, that means there's a pair, which means there should be like a cyclical thing. It should be a balance. So when one leans too heavy to one side, say fire, that's when it becomes a toxic disparity. So her saying she needs to see fire to create a world that is a cold, dark, and gentle place makes me think that Gale, who is, again, lived for basically ever, he's old as balls, has figured out that what's wrong with the world outside is that it's the age of fire, which is prolonging the flame, prolonging the world's lifespan beyond its normal limits. And what's wrong with the painted world of Ariandel is that it's a world subsisting on fire that will eventually fade/rot and needs to be burned away to then be created again. So I wouldn't be surprised if he told her, for the new painting, it needs to be something cold, dark, and gentle, born of fire. So it's almost not an oxymoron, but a complete impossibility. How could you create something cold, dark, and gentle from flame? But she could find a way to do it, because painters in this world are almost like gods. They pretty much are gods. So if anyone can figure out a way to paint a world that's cold and gentle from flame, it would be her.
I wish to paint a picture of a cold, dark, and very gentle place. One day, it will make someone a goodly home. That's why I must see flame. I wish to paint a picture of one. That's
same.
why.
Okay, she'll have more to say as we progress through the DLC, and even the Ringed City DLC, so I'm going to talk to her as often as I can. She has really cool stuff to say. And sometimes, sometimes she'll actually wave to you when you leave the room, which is adorable, so I'm going to see if she'll do it. Yeah, see? Oh, she's so cute. I've only seen her do that if you bow farewell to her. I don't know if that's required for it, but yeah, it's cute.
Leave us be, Ashen One. Thou art the Lord of Londor, and have thine own subjects to guide.
This makes me sad. Like, she's begging us. Not because she thinks she's begging for her life, but really pleading for our sake. Like, stop it. Like, leave us alone. Don't have to do this. And that she has us right here. She could kick our ass right now if she wanted to. And she's just like, nope. Nope, nope, nope. I love her. Yeah, I can do this. No, actually. Excuse me. Can you attack her? Yeah, you can attack her and then she'll just disappear. Like, she just fades into a puff of smoke. Let me see if I can upgrade that. You can, I think you can attack the painter girl too, but I don't know if she disappears or it doesn't even really register. I've never tried it, nor do I want to. There's just obviously someone has done it, but it's not me. Do you get items from them? No, you only get items from them if they die. But since they're essential NPCs, they're not going to drop anything because they're technically not going to die.
I am pleased to have a pupil as dedicated as you.
They're not like the NPCs in the in Firelink Shrine, in which most of the merchants are not necessary. Well, when I say that, isn't like they're not needed for a plot line.
For long.
Important plot
line. What is
line.
a teacher without a pupil?
I think the only character in the shrine that if you kill them or attack them, and then you've basically just completely fucked yourself over because there's no way you're ever going to be able to interact with them again, is Andre. Because he'll come back and he'll be like, oh, I remember you, and then you'll never be able to use the blacksmith service again unless you give souls to the statue of Belga, so he'll forgive you. Oh, I don't think that was enough.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Be sure to bring more souls. This is not going to be enough. No, that's definitely not enough. Ugh, my hip is starting to hurt. I sound like I'm ancient, and I'm really not. It's just... my body's broken.
Ah, there you are, unkindled one. I am pleased to have a pupil as dedicated as you.
Love you, buddy. Hey, I need 2 more. It's 7. 7's not bad.
Do not be gone for long. What is a teacher without a pupil?
Bye. I wonder if Yuria has anything to say. Again, no one's cleaning up the corpse of Yol. I bet he smells awful.
Ah, our lord and rightful liege, thy scent seemeth most familiar. A sweet fragrance long faded from our own bosoms. My lord, how this came to pass I know not, but take heed. Kindness can wear upon one's principles.
I never heard her say that before, but I think it only happens after you go to Ariandel, or perhaps after you get the Onyx Blade. And And so the scent being familiar, of course, means she would know what her sister smells like. And then she says, kindness can wear on one's principles. I think she's referring to the state that Friede is in, where she thinks she's doing the forlorn a kindness by preserving the rotting world for them and keeping it as their home. But that really goes against true compassion and true kindness and true mercy, which is letting something that is suffering die, or allowing it to go out with dignity. That's what I think it means. She does talk about kindness later in relation to us, which I find pretty interesting. But that's how I would interpret that line. She's telling us to not be so harsh on Friede, because her compassion really is wearing her down.
Our lord and liege, I prithee, play the usurper. When the moment cometh to link the fire, wrest it from its mantle. The age of fire was founded by the old gods, sustained by the linking of the fire, but the gods are no more. And the all-powerful fire deserveth a new heir, our Lord of Hollows. It shall be who weareth the true face of mankind.
I also think it's sad that she seems to be in contact with Friede, or they have a way of actually talking to each other, because Friede knows that you are Uria's Lord of Hollows. She knows that you're going to be Uria's next attempt at creating a Lord of Hollows. And Uria knows what Friede is up to in the painting. She knows that her compassion really is killing her and is harming other people. So that makes me wonder, does Friede ever leave to see her sister? Or did Friede explain to her sister what she wanted to do when she left for the Painted World? And Frieda's able to sense, like, oh, you're a hollow. Oh, well, the only thing that would make sense is my sister got to you, so you would be my sister's Lord of Hollows. Sad.
Be safe, our lord and liege. I prithee wrest the flame from its mantle.
That's different. Now she's outright begging and reminding us of what she wants us to do. But do you see what I mean when I say, like, the character relationships and just the nuance and the subtleties layered in? They tell such a really incredible story that you just have to sit and think about. The DLC story, especially, and the way they've found ways to integrate it with base game characters is fantastic. Yuria especially, she gets some interesting development. More than other characters in the Souls series that are her archetype. We're about halfway done with this DLC. There's another boss, but it's an optional boss, and I'll probably do that tomorrow. Depending on how long it takes me to fight this one. Which, that could be a while. This phantom will be summoned at a separate location. Summon Slave Knight Gale? Yes.
Flickering once again. Not enough blood yet, Chief. My flail. Bring me my flail. Ah, Friede. What stops thine ears? Please, my flail, right away.
I don't know if you were able to hear it clearly when we first walked up to the chapel, but we heard this loud banging. That was him flagellating himself so that his blood would not put out the fire, but would thicken on the cinders so that it wouldn't burn any brighter and grow into a flame. And he thinks we're Friede.
Bring Friede to me, please. Canst thou not see the flame flickering once again? Soon will it surge. I can see it, feel it.
Fret not, Father. We have no need of thy flail. 'Tis only the flame quivering at misguided ash. Please avert thine eyes. I will snuff out these ashes for good.
She's one of only 2 characters in the entire game whose mouth moves when she talks. Oh, forgot how fast she is. And she'll turn invisible if you're not careful, by the way.
Return from whence thou camest. Uria surely awaits thee.
That's a new line too. If you're not part of the hollow ending, she'll just say, return from whence thou camest. But that line makes me say, Uria surely awaits thee. Like, basically saying you have someone on the outside waiting for you. But Uria's her sister. Like, how could she not think her sister doesn't want to be with her? Or how could she not think she doesn't have a place there with her sister? This might be a little too slow. Just a little too slow, so I may want to try this. And you can summon him even if you aren't embered. He, Gale is pretty significant in both DLCs, helping you on your journey. Also, Friede asked him to cover his eyes. He spends this entire part of the fight with his head in his hands, not looking, just as she asked him to do.
Return from whence thou camest. Uria surely awaits thee.
She's much easier on a pyromancy build. everything's easier in a pyromancy build. I feel like that's something I've said repeatedly. Because it's true. Pyromancy OP. I just figure out the pacing of her attacks because she has a long reach and has slight delay. And I don't think I'm good enough to parry her. If anything, I would want the stake. Crow blades. I was thinking that, but I didn't upgrade them, and I don't have any souls to upgrade them unless I go around killing things, which I can do that. That sounds like a good idea, actually. I didn't even think of that. Oh, well, first I have to put on another weapon. Good shout, Kyle. Good shout. In fact, let's just make this easier on myself. Seeing the back of my character's thighs, like the gross, wrinkly, hollow thighs, is gonna bother me. It's gross. I don't know why I walked from that bonfire to this one. I have no explanation for why I do the things I do. In my defense, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm gonna give her a couple more tries. If it gets to like 4:15 in the morning and I'm not making much progress, I'm just gonna call it. And then we'll finish it tomorrow. Oh man, I thought he got me for some reason. Oh, rad. For some reason I thought it would take 2 swings. Hey, buddy. Book physics. Oh, God, it clipped through the wax there. Ooh, embarrassing. Did he just, like, not see me because his eyes are occluded by wax? That was weird. Okay, both of my cats are sitting next to me and just like staring at me. Why are you not in bed? I've got things to do, kitties. Excuse me, you rude ass. Ah, shice. Oh wait, he has crystal? I expected bless. Hit him with the bless. Alright, 35k. That should be enough. I actually didn't even bother to check what it upgrades with. Whoopsie.
Ah, well met.
Hello.
What?
I hate mashing through their dialogue, but no. Oh, a shard? Really? Really?
Friede.
Sorry, buddy. I'll be right back.
Ah?
I find it weird she doesn't sell large shards. Did I miss something? I must have. I think there's like another set of ashes that I should have gotten.
Ashen one.
Be sure to bring more souls.
What?
Yeah. That's bizarre to me. I can go get it from the Snakeman at Archdragon Peak. Or from the Lothric Knight at the Lothric Castle Bonfire. Easy to take out. Do I really feel like farming for items tonight? No. Alright.
Friede, be careful. I don't want to see my work
That's something I'll
squandered.
do tomorrow for sure. And let me give her a few more tries. Oop. Wait, do I want to? Because then I'll lose all those souls. Well, if that's the case, then I'm actually going to stop here. Because then tomorrow I'll farm for large Titanite shards off-stream, sorry. Upgrade the Crow Claws, and then we're going to give her a couple tries with that. So that's our plan for tomorrow. We're going to finish up Ashes of Ariandel. And I'm not sure yet if I want to do Twin Princes next, or just go right into Ringed City. I think going into Ringed City right after Ashes of Ariandel works really, really well. So, okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, this has been a long day, almost like 12 hours of streaming. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, I know this game isn't for everyone, and the story can be kind of sad sometimes, but it truly does have moments of like gentle, bittersweet beauty. And it's my favorite game. Bloodborne's fantastic, but I think this is probably my favorite. Okay, so everybody have a good day, evening, night, whatever. And I'll see you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care.